So as good conservative leaders emerge to balance the essence of conservatism, they have to have a crappy conservative air quotes leader emerge as well that says something dumb on the same day, right? Or within this, that's right, Joe? It's a balancing of the cosmos thing. I just think that's how it is. Call me crazy, but I think that's how it is. So Ron DeSantis gets it. Here's someone who doesn't. This is a quick soundbite. It's going to start with Kevin McCarthy, House Minority Leader, who was asked a question by a reporter. It's a little low. Joe had to work with it a little bit, but he's good like that. And one of the reporters says to the House Minority Leader, hey, do you have any beef with President Trump speaking at CPAC? So McCarthy answers, and then the same reporter points to Liz Cheney, who just will never get it. And Liz Cheney gives an interesting answer herself, and McCarthy's there, Joe, right? Like, kind of put me in a bad spot there, old Liz. Not so good. Check this out.
Just very briefly, for you and the leadership, especially Congresswoman Cheney, do you believe President Trump should be speaking, or former President Trump should be speaking at CPAC this weekend?
Yes, he should.
Congresswoman Cheney?
That's up to CPAC. I've been clear in my views about President Trump and the extent to which following January 6th, I don't believe that he should be playing a role in the future of the party or the country.
On that high note,
Joe, can McCarthy be any more uncomfortable? I mean, you want to talk about cringe moments in politics. He's like, okay, on that high note, we're going to exit stage left. I mean, he doesn't know what to look at his face as Cheney's talking. Folks, McCarthy is no conservative, right? Let's be crystal clear. McCarthy is as establishment gets. Even he's uncomfortable with Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney, she is a congresswoman from Wyoming. Wyoming is like 99.999% Republican. There's seriously like one Democrat in the entire state of Wyoming, and nobody can find this person either. They live in the woods, out in a cabin, like Grizzly Adams style. They're out. The people are, it's like a search for Bigfoot. They know this person exists because the state is 99.9999 repeating decimal. So there's got to be one Democrat because it's not 100%. They can't find this person. It's the search for Bigfoot. It's like Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. They keep going in the lake and nobody can seem to get a really clear high-def shot of the Loch Ness Monster, right? You have the footprints for the Bigfoot. You put the little cast in there. You get the Bigfoot cast. But nobody gets a genetic sample of Bigfoot. Bigfoot doesn't stop by for dinner. At Loch Ness Monster, you get these shady, shadowy pictures, but nobody sees high-def. That's the search for a Democrat in Wyoming. You can't find them. Liz Cheney's the congresswoman, and they don't even like her there. So just to be clear, Liz Cheney, who's not even liked in a state that they still can't find the alleged Democrat in, the one, they can't find this person. She's not popular there, Joe, and yet she's opining how Trump shouldn't talk at CPAC because he should have no role in the party after January 6th, despite getting how many votes, Joe? 75 million votes? Joe, call me crazy. Do you have Jay's Abacus out there? Remember, where's that even going? We have not used Jay's Abacus in so long.
No.
So nobody's even going to remember. You have to be like a serious old school listener to remember. A guy named Jay sent us an abacus one time. I'm just going to check, Joe. On Jay's Abacus, what is a higher number here? Is it Liz Cheney's 11 Republican votes in Wyoming? It's maybe 12. Maybe she's got 12 people. I'm not sure. That finding that 12 persons like finding the Democrat in Wyoming. You're searching for Bigfoot. Is what's more important for you? Simple math. Get the abacus out. Jay, I don't even know if Jay's still alive. He sent us that abacus. If you're not Jay, Lord rest your soul. We love you. Haven't heard from you in a while. But seriously, what is a larger number? Get ready. Move the things around. Is it the 12 Liz Cheney votes in Wyoming? Or the 74 million Trump votes for president? Take your time. Take your time. I'd use the Jeopardy sounder, but it's copyright and we'll get thrown off our video. What is it, Joe? What is it?
Using
I know.
an imaginary Jay Zabitis.
I know
I'd
it's
say
hard. I know. A PET scan, Joe's energy, the cerebral cortex of Joe's brain right now. It's absorbing sugar left and right. What's a
all
bigger
signs
number?
point to Trump. Yeah. Yeah.
All signs point to Trump. All signs. The verdict is in. All signs point to Trump. Thank you, producer Joe Armacost.
You're quite welcome, Daniel.
Someone. Really, Jay's Ab, that is an old. We have not used Jay's Abacus in probably like 2 years. That was a big staple of the early show. You got one guy who gets it, Ron DeSantis, and then you get another woman who doesn't, who even makes establishmentarian McCarthy uncomfortable. He's like, any more questions? Please no. Someone give me the Apollo Theater, guy at the end with the hook and pull me off the stage. On that note, can I? He hit the guy's terrible. I'm surprised he didn't start crying as Liz Cheney was talking. Election reform and cancel culture. If you're interested in doing the Liz Cheney and focusing on Donald Trump, I don't like his tweets. Okay. So you don't like his tweets. We now have open borders. There's a massive tax hike coming. Conservatives are being canceled and put out of business. We have a guy who supports partial birth abortion, who could be the HHS secretary. But Liz Cheney, good point. Take your 12 Wyoming voters, yes, and let's go after Donald Trump. His tweets were mean. Priorities, Joe. It's all about priorities. Buffoonery.